是哪儿？我是怎么来到这儿的？
I'm sure the one or two people who are going to watch this video will be wondering the same thing. Who are we? What are we doing here? Well, hello. WeArEuS, and this is something I came across while scouring the depths of Steam's upcoming game library, upcoming games list. Now, this one released early this morning, and I played it for over an hour. It's actually really good. It's a bit of a mix between Alan Wake and Resident Evil. And I just had to bring it to you guys. So hopefully you enjoy what comes next. Now, keep in mind before we get started, this is pre-alpha, so there will be some hinky bits here and there, particularly with the graphics. My computer isn't the most powerful, so I'm running the game with settings low here and there. Textures are okay as far as performance is concerned, so it won't be terribly horrible to look at. If you're more interested in something that looks better, feel free to go search for another video by someone who has a computer capable of running it more acceptably. Another thing to keep in mind is that this is a game made by two people. It's a two-man team that goes by the name Team Ranger. So hopefully you guys give them a little bit of slack for any wonk we come across in this game or in the full version whenever that releases. And now, to make a noise. And yes, the game is voiced in Chinese. But everything is pretty much everything that matters is in English, so there's nothing to really be concerned about here. One of the really interesting things about this game, take no mind of the people behind the walls, they aren't really there. Now, one of the really interesting things about this game is the interaction system. Shown here, quite conveniently. When interacting with an item, you can observe it from different viewing angles. Hold WASD to switch between different viewing angles. By doing so, you can sometimes find important clues or items. This button here is the one that, as you can see here, there are 2 pages to this information. This button will send you to the second page. This one will end this. Left click, then drag on the door to open it. This particular bit of information is obvious, but what you have to do to get it open is not. Allow me to show you. First, well, you interact with the thing. Now, as shown here, you can see it from all different sides. What wasn't apparent the first time I played is that the mouse actually serves a purpose in being here. If you just left click, this is all you get. He tries to open it, but he can't because it's obviously locked. Instead, then you move to the front, or just stop pressing any of the WSAD buttons. Ta-da! A weird flare gun, a dated flare gun with one shot. There's a black metal cat. There is a black cat metal plate hanging from it, which looks so familiar. You mean the cat we saw at the very beginning? You don't see them and they don't see you. Keep in mind the squareness you saw is a result of the system clearly not being able to handle the post-processing effects involved with the fog. So it takes a lot of time for it to adjust, rather than instantly being rendered. Frankly, I'm just saying words. But I know for a fact I'm going to be making this the thumbnail. I have no idea why that wasn't in English. That's super unfortunate. Gotta go. Well, if you had just kept running. Frankly, the frequency of the shots he's firing makes me worried to even turn around. Even the first time I played, I was like, you know what? I don't think I will. The only pictures, while I noticed these pictures the first time through, I never actually paid attention to this one. While not particularly telling of what's going on here, while I do have my suspicions, there's no actual... It's actually really cool. I like that. First off, this door is locked. By this, we need to figure out where the... I am certain that this was not moving the first time I played. Anyway, we need to find the password to the door. Some of these notes that are around are easier to read than others. If they're difficult to read, you can sometimes left click and it's easier. Other times it stretches all across the border of the screen and it's a bit of a mess, but it's fine. It's not that common of an issue. Enter your booking code to continue. If you lost your code, look around. We marked it somewhere. Well, let's move this train along, shall we? Yeah, this isn't disturbing at all. It's apparently the only one. Oh, it's not alone. Hey, bud. At least you're not alone and you're shivering and shaking. Congratulations for making it here alive, proving that you are a qualified person. Open the cabinet. It's vital for the rest of the journey. I don't know why I pressed that. A special backpack. This is a family-use travel backpack. The streamlined design provides a balance between aesthetic and function. 2 slots on the sides allow quick storage for items. This is where it gets really interesting. There's also an inventory system for this game, which you might have guessed had you listened to the earlier part where I said it was like Resident Evil. Hold mouse right button, well, the right click, to move any item around in the backpack. Use WSAD to rotate the item. Let's be perfectly frank here. The way you can rotate the items is very, very strict. You can't say you have a box. You can't rotate the box so that it's, well, maybe you can because the sorting system does it, but I haven't been able to figure out how. Well, you'll see soon enough. Carefully place the items to make full use of your backpack. Press E to automatically sort items in your backpack. It's very useful for when you have multiple items. Left click on an item to bring up actions. Simple enough, right? And as you see, this is how interacting with things works once you have a backpack. The wall's gone. Now don't forget that I mentioned earlier that things would look pretty nasty because the textures are not as high as they could be, but it's really odd that they turned this smudged. And I really don't want to risk maxing them out. Now, for a bit of cool, you can also interact with doors aside from left clicking by pressing not that button. For when you want to let everyone know that not only are you here, but you don't care if they know. I don't know whether there's stealth mechanics in place or plan to be in place. It also matters where you kick it. Or it doesn't and you just, no, I only had to kick it twice last time. The mark on the key seems familiar. Yellow locks such as this one can be broken from a single shot of a firearm. However, bullets are scarce. Remember to aim before you pull that trigger. This 9mm bullet is a bit different from the bullets I know. It feels a little warm in your hand, and it feels as light as a plastic bullet. There's a special mark on the bottom of the bullet which looks familiar, but I can't really remember what it means. It means you're not running the game in the highest texture quality. Oh, right. Gotta actually pick this up. Remember to left click when you pick up and when you interact with an item you can actually pick up, otherwise you'll just leave it behind like I just did there. Now, wait, we don't actually have a gun. What are we? this awkward. As you saw there, thought I heard something suspicious. I don't know, man. I think it's pretty cool. That's definitely not going in there. You cannot blame me for opening doors like that. The game will let you know immediately if the item you're trying to use to open something won't work or not. Well, whether it will or not work. Well, I said that wrong both times. Lockpick. And nothing else in there can you pick up. I know you must have many questions and doubts. Let me try that again. I know you must have many questions and doubts. But we can promise you that you will not regret your choice in the end. Just like when you chose us. Just like in Resident Evil, the character somehow knows they will no longer need... Closed again. And just like in Resident Evil, the character will somehow know that he no longer needs an item. And here we have our G18 pistol with the leather grip. A high-performance semi-automatic pistol popular around the globe. It is compatible with various mods and ammunition. But the burst fire on this one is not working. Some weapons and items can be equipped. When you find such an item, press E to equip. You can also equip it from your backpack. Holsters give you shortcuts to your items and weapons. You can draw items straight from the holsters instead of going through your backpack. Hold the tab key and scroll up and down to select holstered items and weapons. You can also use the 1 and 2 keys for quick selection. When you are at the backpack screen, press Q to switch to the holster screen. This is where you manage your holstered items and weapons. Holstered items and weapons, as well as those equipped in your hands, will not fall off when you are struck by enemies. First, let me get away from this door. It's aggravating me. Now, as I was saying earlier, the box. You can pick the box up, move it, but you can't actually rotate it. See, I'm pressing every single button, and all you can do is rotate it laterally and vertically. That's it. You can't actually rotate it 360 degrees. I'm trying to figure out if there's a better way to describe what I'm talking about, or whatever. Let's go ahead and get out of this tiny room. Wait, I actually didn't equip the gun. Let me deal with that. have to fire the right. Well, you have to right click in order to aim and then fire the gun, so you can interact with things even if you have your gun out, which is really good because there are times when you feel just so scared. Take those. I closed it because I could, not because I needed to. I think we're done here. You need to load bullets one by one into the clip in item combination. Okay. In the item combination screen, you can load whatever bullets into the clip in any order you desire. You can also click the clip to perform an auto load. Click on the clip, then hit separate all to remove all the bullets inside. That's right. There's just a little bit of Escape from Tarkov in this game too. Or Starkler mods if you're, cool. It's actually surprisingly easy to walk past. When I first played this, I was already walking against the wall for whatever reason. Anyway, a clip for the Glock, but it was a G18, so it shouldn't be compatible. Anyway, a clip for the Glock 17 pistol. Without this, you can only load one bullet into the chamber. The spring of this clip seems to be damaged, so it does not have its original capacity. However, this is still very valuable. Don't forget to pick it up after you empty the clip. I wonder if that means that if you have multiple clips of ammunition that you just drop the one that's in the gun and reload the next one. Which means you then have to keep track of how much ammo you've used and go back and pick the clip up. Anyway, this thing seems to only have a capacity of 4, or it's got 4 bullets in it. Either way, pick it up. Welcome to the combined screen. Chamber is empty. As you can see, there are the words muzzle, attachment, chamber, and sight, as well as clip. Apparently, this game also involves moddable weapons, which is super cool. Now, first off, we need to actually switch to the clip. You can load them by hand. Okay. You can load them. I haven't tried to actually load them by hand before. Anyway, if you want to do it that way and drop your bullets, you can right click and drag them to the clip. Otherwise, you can left click on the clip and combine them all in a moment. Then you switch back to the gun. The clip is here. And your gun now has ammo. You can also see the ammo counter there in the... Well, I'm not going to baby you, so let's move along. It's a brick. Man, I really wish I could run this with maxed out textures. and all the fixins, but I just can't. I have tried running the game at completely maxed out set, well, probably not maxed out, but all high settings, and it runs at a comfortable 5 FPS. So that's out of the question. Now I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to... Whoa. Ooh, I almost messed up. Whoa. Something to also note is that I... Woo! Huh? You want some of this? I'm right here. God dang. He actually rocked my block. That is unfortunate. Oh, he's done here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you rock your own block. Yeah, anyway. Just going to take some of these. Not because I need them, but because I want them. I've checked up here before, but I want to make sure just in case that I didn't miss anything. Also, just so we're all on the same page, you can dodge. And according to the tooltips during the loading screen, which is nearly instantaneous, when you dodge, and you dodge just as you're being attacked, you get a perfect dodge, which slows time. Cool. Also, a thing to note is that the dodge is connected to the space bar, which means we cannot jump. Oh, that's new. I've never actually run through the thing and not into it. White crystal cube. A white crystal cube used in front of a mirror to save your game. Ooh, yeah. That's going to be an issue. Items that exceed your backpack capacity outside of the blue area will fall out and onto the ground. When you are struck, items in the backpack will get knocked around and sometimes fall out. That's right. Sometimes the items might fall out.
一块石头。
哼，你错了，这可不是什么破石头。
Stanley，
你手中握着的，可是这个文明进化的秘密。生死相依，这世间本就是一个大循环，只不过人们猜错了它轮回的方 事。很遗憾，我们得就此别过了。不过，你和我记忆中的不一样。那边才是你该去的地方。再见了，孩子。
Now, let's be clear, if I had forgotten to pick this up, I might have been screwed. Wrong button entirely. Can't equip it, so this has to go. But you always take a break. Never know when you need a break. And as you can see on this backpack right here, there's a slight image on it of the contents before they fade. Don't mind me just passing through. Dang, he still got me. This part is going to get a little wonky, so I'm not going to actually look down. Are you feeling that Alan wake yet? Failure is not allowed. Death is not accepted. Bricks. I didn't know there were more bricks in here. Like, okay, one quick thing. V being melee attack and B being access to your inventory is not okay, especially if you're not looking at the keyboard and you don't have time to look. And for the purposes of this demo, let's call it, despite it being 6 gigs, this is not. There's no way to change your keybinds. That's the word I was looking for. There's no way to rebind your keys. Making sure I didn't drop anything. Because last time I came here, I dropped bricks and my cube and everything. I'm sure it's just a clock doing normal clock things. What is the rabbit trying to signify? I see it happened again. The stuff just falls out of my backpack for no reason. It's different. I don't like change. Let's check around. Well, no. We won't do that right now. Save. Use a white crystal cube in front of mirrors to save your game. These cubes are short supply. These cubes are in short supply. Use them wisely. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Just like in the early Resident Evil games, your ability to save is limited. I don't hate it, but it does scare me a lot. This is the save from that I was playing earlier this morning. This one belongs to us. And just like that, we're done today. Now, this is far from being the end of the game. For a prologue, it appears to be pretty weighty, so I expect there to be a whole lot more. If you guys have enjoyed what you've seen, please go ahead and get the game yourself. It's free. Max those settings out. Enjoy yourselves. And while you're at it, why not at least consider subscribing? I play other stuff. Some of it's fun. Some of the commentary is good. Nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and with all that said, we will see you next time.